Seems good to me.
All right, internet. When you view this recording, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy our characters and the story we're trying to tell here together. As we last left our mighty heroes, they were leaving a scene in the night just outside of the graveyard and just outside of the town, where they've found a strange rent old body, old as in the body himself. The human was aged old man or woman. It was rent pretty good, and it had no blood from what they could tell. And the guards got the priest, and the brothers showed up. In fact, before I get going too far, look at my notes. Where did I put my notes on where that boy's name was? I got it. Don't tell me I lost it. But it's Eldritch, I believe. The head elder priest.
Yep.
And the other 12 brothers came out, and they had they were doing a ritual ceremony and seeing about burying the body. Oh, that's going to aggravate me. I don't want it to. Not today.
Pretty sure Elder Eldritch was the
yeah. We'll go with it, and if I have to crawfish back, I will, and that'll be on me. It's just I'm looking for my note sheet with the characters,
stuff. Yeah,
the characters and stuff on it, but yeah, with with situations, I'm not going to tear it up too much. I can always recreate by going back and pulling notes from the earlier videos. But yes, they were leaving there. You guys were heading on back to camp. It was usual that flew back or went back early, a little earlier, and found a nice warm spot in the town. As far as that, you guys were headed on back in the town, and from there, since all you guys are here at the moment, we'll let you role play that aspect. If you stayed around for the ritual that was going on, it it would be just a little past midnight, I believe it was, when they got finished with it, and they moved it back, and the body's now in sanctified ground and such. And let's see here, I'll share the town map so we have a visual aid in there. And oh, you little turkey, I had that all preset for size there. And yeah, and I'll get the bouncing ball going. And the body, well, let's move this out of the road. The body was found up over here, just outside of the cemetery. They moved it back up and buried it up around here inside the sanctified land area, as far as that. So, and from that point, we'll let you guys take it.
Wow.
Pretty sure my character stuck around for the ritual, and therefore pretty sure my character headed back to the inn to sleep. But we can start at the completion of the ritual.
Okay. And if you stay for the ritual, then if you do a religion check anytime within the next week, you'll have advantage on religion checks for this sect.
Yeah, I stay for the ritual
All right.
as well. I'm not my friend go back to the inn by herself.
Okay.
I don't leave my friends behind.
Okay, that's good to know. I know how to challenge you on that then someplace along the
Oh,
line.
good. Excellent. The perfect tool to use.
Yes.
Anyway.
Sound familiar?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But all right, Mickey, are you hanging with them, or are you going back to either find usual or go back to your room, or what?
I'm curious, so I stay behind
Okay.
to see exactly what they're doing. Like
All
I may not fully understand it because religion's not my thing.
Yep.
But like he'll respect it.
Yep. It's a type of magic. You are a sorcerer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so it may, I'm just throwing you a bone here. It may interest you on the aspect of this another type of magic. Let's kind of watch and see type of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
Possibly
curious about it.
as far as that. So that all finishes on up. So all three, mark it on down on your character sheet that if you do a religion check with this sect within the next week, you'll have advantage on that one roll.
Okay.
As far as that, and you go on back to the inn, and you can pick up and go to your rooms and rest, or whatever you want to do from that point. If you're going to go to your room and rest, then we'll just start with the going into morning. If not, if there's a couple things that you might want to do, we'll deal with those.
The body was an old woman, right? The one that was found?
No, it's hard to tell, but you believe it more so to be male from
okay.
from what you could make out. It was fairly good, but there's certain pieces of anatomy that were either missing or so marred that it would be hard to make a definite
Okay.
determination. But there was other features or things about it that just suggest an old man.
Okay. I just need to verify. I
Yep,
was gonna
no
determine what
problem.
I think
Too
of that.
easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
All right.
Hmm.
Like usually I'll usually like to stick around because these two are usually fun to hang out with. So if they're staying up, they're drinking, then I don't mind. But once nobody's doing anything, I get bored really easily.
Okay.
And so I like he would just go back to his room.
All right. No problem.
Yeah, I don't even know if my character drinks tonight. Like, not a good night for it. I'll drink tomorrow when I want
Yeah.
to forget it.
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, basically, I'll stay up for
Okay.
a little, and like, is the bartender as like, is everyone gone home from the night? Is there anyone still up and about or not?
At this point, you'll notice that there's only the bard left
Hmm.
and the bartender. The rest of the crowd seemed to disappear as far as that. And the bard seems to be not singing, but playing a very solemn tune
All right,
on her lyre.
okay. I approach the bard and I say to the bard, "Oh, are you not going home at these late hours?"
And she'll say, no. I'm still looking for some, uh, could we say, financial gain, some geld in my purse. Trying, this is a girl trying to make a living here. You should
Yes.
know how that is. Hey, sister.
I am no bard, she says.
No, but we all use our talents to make our way in this cruel and hard world.
Indeed, we do. Indeed, we do, she says.
So we're back to the vulgar boar back over here. Let me move my dot so I stay tracking.
But as you can see, she turns and looks around, sort of like opens up her hand and sort of like shows the floor empty and says, "But I think your patrons, your loyal fans, have left you astray, fellow bard."
I'm like the only person sitting in a chair, just like.
I just imagine you wave like.
Yeah.
And she'll say, you never know who may drift or stumble on in. And such is the eeriness that's in the air tonight. Strange things about.
I see. Well, if you do fancy any protection, let me know.
Yes, and thank you. We'll say.
And like I'll go, and I sort of like retire, and I go up to my friend at the bar, and have a little drink with him into like, and then call it a night.
All right. So you go into your room. You have a good night's sleep. as good as it gets, I guess. That aspect you guys can play out on whether you'll have nightmares or not, or you sleep well. But the opportunity is there for you to get a long rest.
Yeah, get long rest.
Yeah. At this point, like if I was abandoned and the only people there are the bartender and the bard,
Yep.
I I basically I go to the bard and I'm like, you play good.
All right. She'll
But
say, "Thank you."
like I used to be able to play a pan flute once, but I no longer have the lungs for it.
Okay. She'll say, "That's a shame. I haven't heard a good pan flute in quite a while."
Well, I wouldn't say I was that good. I mean, I was learning,
Okay.
but I know how you feel. And I basically I'll just toss her a silver. I'm like, have a good night.
Okay.
And I just
And
kind of like,
she'll say thank you. You'll hear her pause for a moment, pick it on up, put it in her pouch. As far as that, you'll hear a little bit of a clank and clatter of what would sound like different coinage in there.
sounds like a good night.
Okay.
And with that, I'll take off and I'll head upstairs to my room.
Okay. Morning comes, and you guys will end up having effectively a long rest. We'll say you guys don't get up until about 8 o'clock to make it so it seems like a good long rest as far as that. You'll hear some clatter downstairs. It may be faint, but it sounds like some wooden plates and bowls. You'll smell some meat being roasted, and you'll have almost like a sour porridge smell wicking up on the air.
Excellent. I make my way to the front of the bar, and I order some grub.
Okay, and they'll bring you looks like a pile of shredded meat and a very sticky bowl of a porridge looking, whether it's basically a stiff cream of wheat or a stiff oatmeal, but it is something along that line that would be there, and they'll put forth a medium glass of goat's milk with it.
Nice. Yeah, I pay a silver piece.
They'll say not necessary. It comes with the price of the room.
Ah,
Breakfast does.
excellent. All right, I'll go and sit down at the table and eat it, and wait for my friends to come and join me.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I slept well. That was a really comfy chair.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
I kind of just like I find whoever's there already. I sit down and I kind of just wait. Because I know the situation. Like I consider eating and then I remember I can't eat and then I get sad. Then I'm okay with it.
Never mind, my friend. We'll one day go to see the Wizard of Oz and get that heart for you.
I'm actually looking for a full body, thank you. But to be fair,
Just the heart would be pretty useless, honestly.
yeah. Which is something I'll look into later. But for now,
But to get to the Wizard of Oz, you have to follow the Olympic Road, of course.
yeah, of course. Gotta
Yes.
follow stupid rules.
Yeah.
But of course, I really got to know, what are we gonna do? I mean, we kind of just hung out here yesterday, and because of that, some old dude got very much shredded in the cemetery.
Well, it is daytime now. We're just waiting for our cleric to join us, and then we can do some investigations into this murder. Foul.
Was it murder?
Oh.
Well,
Accidentally died. Whoops! I accidentally exploded. My bad. I'm sorry.
I've seen enough explosions to know that like a good 70% of them are not accidental.
Is it murder when a wild beast feeds on itself?
Feeds
I guess
for
well,
itself.
whatever.
It's still it's still death, but I don't know if I'd classify it necessarily as murder. Right now,
Depends on
you
if you're a
don't.
druid or not.
Yeah, a druid. It's the balance of nature. Maybe I don't know.
Me neither.
As far as that, but just trying to say that at this point you don't know if you may highly suspect murder, foul play, but and I'm not going to tell your characters what to think on that, but it just it may not necessarily be that either, given the circumstances that you guys encountered last night, saw, heard, and the way the body looked.
What type of bird was it? Like I ask only because my character didn't get a good look at it
Yeah.
with the checks
So-
last time.
Yeah, that presumably that means you're asking Tifa.
Yeah.
Tifa.
Yeah.
I see. Well, like I said, once our cleric has joined us and we all ate, we can go and investigate the area, talk to some people maybe, and see what we can find. Best thing to do right now is to, like I said, investigate, see what we can, find. Because we couldn't find anything during the night, you see. So now that light is here, we have a better chance of finding whatever clues were left behind by whatever it was that defiled the person.
I guess it's true. Where's Ava?
Right here, I say as I start walking down.
Ava!
I say, I kind of come down and say, food first, talk later.
Excellent.
Ugh.
And I ask the bartender, we're probably going to be staying here for at least a little while, figure out that what's going on around here. Is there a price for renting rooms for a week, or is there a better place for that?
He will say we can make it definitely a longer term arrangement other than hourly or nightly. As far as that, uh, how much time are you looking to stay there, Miss?
Well, this seems like it would be a nice town if it wasn't for all the murders, so we'll call it a week, and if we happen to deal with the problem ahead of time, well,
Okay.
I'm fine with sticking around a few extra days.
He'll say, how about 15 silver for the week?
I'm sorry, is that for all three of us?
No, per. He'll say, you'll see him catch in the back of his throat and swallow a little bit, like he's really trying to bring up forth some confidence.
Yeah. And I will do the elf thing where I just kind of look at him like maybe he's trying to jiff me on something, and then I hand him a gold and 5 silver.
Oh,
Make a persuasion check. Why not? That sounds like the righteous thing to do on this one. You can make it either, on the roll 20 or on the
It's
roll
okay.
dice.
I got a 5.
Okay, well, let me see what Junior gets here.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I'll use the other just because.
Yeah.
Just so we can show our audience that both work well there. Ooh, yes, he got an 18. He's like, I think you're shorting me, ma'am. You may be good and rather comely to the eye, but
Thank you.
a gentleman has to make a living. He'll
I,
say.
I pay the rest, so I'll give him the extra
Holy gold.
3.
Holy cow! You must be getting down to dirt poor then.
Are you asking me or someone? Are you saying that to me or
No,
I'm saying that to
no,
Tifa.
no.
The bartender seeing that much gold coming on out is his assumption is you're
I
digging
pay
deep
him-
into your pocket and
I go into my pocket and give him the extra one extra, like not all of it, but basically I'm gonna give him like 1 gold piece and another 5 silver.
Oh, okay.
okay, all right, and yeah, he'll go ahead and he's gonna be looking up because he is a shortish type of man,
Mhm.
somewhat rotund, um, fluffy, one might even say. If it wasn't for the fact that his feet had shoes, you'd almost think he may have been a halfling. Uh, as far as that, as far as height and size, but not quite. He takes that and he'll say thank you and enjoy your breakfast. It's on the house.
Thank you.
I say,
It was on the house. Aw.
yeah. Breakfast, but either way, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That is worth its money then. And I'll probably compliment the cooking in the same way after taking a bite, and literally after one bite, turn back to the rest of the party and say, "All right, so here's the thing.
Mhm.
I have prepared some. That's not the way she would phrase it. She would say, "I have prayed to Sayanine for some guidance for the day."
Mm.
And so I think we might be a bit more prepared if we if we need to follow any evidence or notice anything off.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That said, the way I see it is that we have really two, maybe three jobs, three directions to take care of two jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
One,
that's actually true.
Yeah.
I kind of
yeah.
sorry, Ernie. I was gonna say like Mickey kind of pulls out his black bounty book.
You look at the money. Oh, memory. Huh? Weird. Remembering things. And so I say, I feel like we would have our best bet if we went to speak with the guard about where he might think his mother went.
Oh, should we go out that cemetery first and see what clues we can find?
We might be able to speak to the guard on the way, actually, depending on where the guard is.
Okay.
Well,
A couple of
I-
folks thought that she may have been in the fields when people disappeared.
I strongly suspect that to be the case, and so I'm hoping that the guard knows more information that might lead us in the right direction.
Well, the best thing to do is go check out that graveyard first. We do not wish to linger. If we linger too long, the tracks or whatever is left behind by the thing might disappear after a while. I reckon if we get there now, the tracks might be still quite fresh from last night, and hopefully we can track down whatever it was that defiled that person last night in a most horrific way.
Well, I'm not an expert in tracking, but if you feel like that's the right course of action, then that's probably a good idea.
Cool. I'm not telling you what to do. You have your own voice. But yes.
No. I'm quite good at doing what I want. I roll a deception check.
Cool. All right, cool.
I roll 16. That's actually okay.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, forget it. Ignore that.
Besides, you can always go back and get the orc later.
Well, yeah, the orcs didn't do this to the person last night.
Oh no, definitely not. They usually would have just eaten it.
Well, okay, they might have done that, but they also probably wouldn't have left them.
Oh no, they would actually probably use the bones for like certain weaponry.
We are sitting in front of somebody who might have known them.
I have faced an orc one time with my own bare hands. It was a tough challenge. I must say that one I should never forget.
with your yeah, that would seem tough. Uh, are
Yeah,
you okay facing off against orcs? Like, do you feel like you could do that again?
preferably, or not preferably. I mean, we have stuff to do, but you know, when we get back to it, you'd be good for it, right?
Yes, as I only request that you give me your blessings to me and pray for me and hopefully help me and aid me.
Oh, believe me, there's a good bounty on it. I'll definitely help you. The only thing you got to worry about is the only thing we got to worry about right now is seeing where Greg Morian's mom went, and then hopefully right afterwards find out what happened to everyone else.
Yes, let's just go to the cemetery and check out that first, shall we?
No problem.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so you guys are going to go from the Vulgar Boar up to the cemetery.
Mhm.
So I'm going to assume that you're going to go up this street here.
Yep. Yes, we are.
Now, are you going to take the first side road to the west, or are you going to go up around the hook and take the second side road to the west?
I would start heading up to the right, but that depends on if other people follow
Okay.
or not.
Well, I'll put the little bouncing ball right there then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely go. Yeah, let's go that way then. I'll go the same way as my friends.
Okay.
All right.
You're going up through there. You'll notice as you go on up through, you'll see some folks coming out for the day, sweeping the stone stoops in front of their houses and hovels. You'll also notice that there's not a lot of morning traffic going on at the moment. It is rather quiet. You do hear a small platoon of guards marching, which you would hear. It almost sound like you hear them marching from the far side on up from the south to the north, basically up on the main street in town.
Okay. Um, I would like to look for any guards on the wall or on the path that we are taking, really,
You
to speak to.
you don't see any guards on this road up here. You up on the Palisades every so often you will see them spread out somewhat. We'll say every 120 feet or so along the palisade around there, from what you would surmise by walking up here. So you'd probably see one that was here, another one. Well, let's see, you're probably here and here. And for information, the blocks within the city, there's 5 blocks in the city. They're 600 foot wide, 600 foot, yeah, wide, and 900 foot in length.
Wait, sorry. You're saying that the walls are 900 feet tall?
No, I'm saying the city blocks, like right here,
Oh, I see what you're
right
saying.
here.
Okay, okay.
This from this point to this point is basically 600 feet, and from this point to this point is 900 feet.
Okay, okay.
So that gives your furthest measurement for front to back of the city. I know last session that was a question, is 3,000 feet, and from the widest section from here to there of the city would be 2,700 feet.
Okay.
Ah, excellent.
So, but you and with at 120 feet, you got a guard that would be here, and one that would probably be here, and one here up on the Palisades that you would be able to see from here.
Okay. While we go past some of the guards on the palace side, I will kind of speak to Mickey quietly, and will say, "Could you call up to one of the guards and specifically say, 'Hello there. Do you know if the guard we are looking for, say the name, is on shift today?'"
Okay, you want to do that now?
As soon as you get close enough to one that you think will hear you.
Okay.
And if you get up on the turn over here, yeah, you'll definitely know that this one up here would be able to hear you without having to beller extremely loud. But as you get up there, you also see the platoon of guards have reached up about here, and you would easily consider this the changing of the guards. So
Nice. All right. As we walk.
but you're up there. But you're up there at the moment. So.
Okay. Cool. As we walk, Tifa will look at Ava and say to Ava, "Ava, you must tell me more of the light of the moon that you spoke of last night. It was most delightful to hear your story of your beautiful goddess. I was very impressed with your tales of her."
Right.
And I'll handle this for a second. You'll hear a slight pause, almost like possibly Ava's thinking about it, and we'll switch over to Mickey. Are you gonna holler up to that guard?
Yeah.
Okay. And he'll turn around quickly and he'll say he won't holler, but he'll talk to you back down there. He should be coming up on the shift with the shift change here. I got to get going. We're having this change. And he turns and he starts going off the Palisades, off down this way, along with the others that you would see here. And you see the platoon here that marched on up. So you're seeing two. Eventually, you'll see two formations. One that's there ready to take their positions, and the others forming up to go back to the guardhouse.
Okay. Okay, so Greg Morian's going to be in that group. Okay, I can wait. Like,
Yeah.
And Tifa asked Ava
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what?
about your goddess again, about the information about the moon or such. If you want to reiterate it there, Tifa, go ahead.
Yeah, so I say I was very impressed with your story of your goddess. The way you described the moon and the beauty of the light of the moon. I was encapsulated by your tales of your goddess. Do you have a temple here?
Not anywhere near here. No.
Ah,
When the priests here asked about it, I told them that it was off to the west, near the river, and that's technically true, but it's actually quite a distance to get to. And that was the one that I came from, which wasn't only dedicated to sanding.
I see. Ah, well, I was very impressed with your stories. You got to tell me some more sometime. I'd love to hear them.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not the best storyteller, but yeah, sure.
I'm sure that you blessed me.
Yeah. You're welcome. Uh,
Hey,
and
I'm just an awful good character.
I know, so am I.
And-
The awkwardness in the conversation is in character,
Yeah.
not at all the players. We're very good at talking. Don't worry about it.
But
I kind of interrupt them both, and I'm
all right.
like, I interrupt them both at this point. I'm like, all right, Greg Morian's in that group coming in right now.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah, we should try to talk with him.
yes.
Yeah, that was convenient.
Let's just go and talk to this person then.
So I'll just kind of come up the palisade on that east side of the wall there, and let Mickey lead, but basically be looking for.
Well, you'll see the small platoon here that's coming off shift. You'll see the other platoon spreading out along the palisades up
Right.
on the north, replacing their ones. You'll see a little squad that actually marches up over here to this side of the palisade and comes on up over here. While give me a perception check, folks.
Sure.
Sure.
I have my character has eyes.
Okay.
Success.
All
No,
right.
no. 13.
All right. And Mickey.
I rolled an 11.
Yeah, I see it. All right.
And I got
and you
I'm
guys
above.
will notice that one thing strange with this wall here, that there's not on this palisade anyways. You have the guards coming up this way, but the ones that were leaving are not coming down that way. They're actually tracking all the way down to here from the looks of the movement that you'd be able to see in that way, which is different from this side and this this one. You'll notice that difference. And but you'll get there, and you'll see the sergeant of the guard standing there directing, and then telling a corporal of the guards to take the night shift back to the barracks from over here.
okay. This must be the gentleman that we have come to see.
I'm sure the captain knows the person we're looking for. Yes.
We're
Yes.
looking for Greg Morian.
Why does he I owe you money?
No, he does not. He lost his mother, correct? Yes.
Mother is missing.
Yes, and we have come to speak to him about this issue.
What do what do you need to speak to him about with this issue? What do you need with me?
We need, good sir, we need information of when you saw your mother last, what time did you see your mother last, and any clues or anything you can give us, or any information you can give us about anything about your mother.
You'll see that his cheeks stiffen on up, his mouth tightens and such, and if if you, yeah, this would be enough where you notice it. You'll notice that there's a welling within his eyes, almost like he's fighting to hold some tears and emotion back as he says to you, Mother, she's missing. I fear the worst. I fear the worst. But we haven't found her body.
I sort of like go over to him and like and I put my like my arm around him, you know, to give him comfort, and sort of like, come, let us go somewhere more privately, sir, and talk.
He'll say, I can't. I'm on duty. I have to stand guard, do my duty to the to the town and its inhabitants. We must protect it from whatever is going on out there.
I, I,
At this point, my character kind of steps up and says, "Can you tell us if she left town before she went missing?"
And he'll give you a choked up answer of yes from it. I'm not going to try to choke it. I choke it out of my throat.
Right, right.
Right.
And I say, I just kind of point. Do you know which way? At the 3 gates.
And he'll say it was from the southeastern gate, which is this one that's not numbered.
All right. Okay.
It's really that none of them are numbered, but that one for the tower there and such, it lays in such a way that it looks that way.
Do you think? Oh, sorry.
At this point, my character would turn to Tifa and say, I think we figured out what we need to figure out.
Yes, before we go, I'd like to ask one more question, if it's okay with you, sir. May I have a description of what your mother looked like and what items she wore before she left? If you got any memories of what she wore and what she looks like, that is a very important matter.
She was the most beautiful and loving mother. Her hair was like strands of gold, even though I tried to give her the best dress that we could afford. She always wore her black work dress for her day to day, and she wore a forest green shawl to keep herself warm when she was out. It had a couple pockets that she would put sometimes when she went out into the woods and by the mountain picking berries. She would put them in there to bring back. She's a frail woman. I hope that she has found shelter someplace that and a kind soul, if she hurt herself, is helping her back to good health.
Very well. We will do our best to find your mother. If we find anything, we will definitely come back to you and tell you the news.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You're most welcome. That is all I require. Let us continue with our journey to the cemetery, shall we?
I'm so sorry. He kind of goes and he hugs him.
Mickey, faceless, no facial expression.
His shield is frowning hard.
Oh yeah, I had a mom once too. I totally get it.
What I want to
okay.
know is, does the shield produce water on its
No.
surface to represent
Well,
the tears?
I think I think it would be the illustration of tears, but
Yeah,
no
it could
actual
be the
tears.
illustration, but it would be kind of funny if like the shield is literally like turned into a fountain, just like just like comedic levels of tears coming out
Like
of it.
it's an obvious crying. It's like
Yeah, exactly. All right, yeah,
it's
love
like you be strong and I'll be too.
it.
There we
Yep.
go. I did find my notes. I digitized them.
My character covers a smirk and laugh actually with that circumstance, and moves away to avoid offending anyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
If
All right,
I'm laughing this much, there's no way my character isn't going. I'm going towards the cemetery. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here.
You be strong. I kind of just tap him on the shoulder. And it's like one of those like it's meant to be like comforting, but it could be a little more rough than intended. Like you be strong. It's like shit.
It's like, what the fuck is it?
And I kind of like log behind, like wait for me.
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, great. What are you guys doing? You heading down towards that gate? You looking
To the cemetery is the
or are
direction
you?
I went.
Yeah.
So you're still going to the cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay. I just needed to kind of know that.
While they were talking the entire time, Mickey was actually taking notes on the details that he was given. So now he knows about the black dress, the green shawl, and the fact that it was at the southeast gate.
Yep. All right.
That's fair.
No problem. That's more than acceptable. Especially since you've already shown a propensity for your character to take notes in
Take
such
notes.
a way,
Yep.
and with your background, it makes perfect sense. So no
Yeah.
argument there.
Although now that you've mentioned that your character has been taking notes, I kind of feel bad for me, the player, taking notes. Like, my character just remembers this. Don't worry about it.
Well, something that you guys end up split, you may wanna.
Yeah, there you go. I'll delete all the useless stuff in air quotes.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Probably already dead. There are extra notes he does write in sometimes if anyone actually reads it. So far, like in the notes after everything that was written, he wrote like probably already dead, but we should still find the body.
Right, sure, yeah, exactly.
All
So
right,
we've headed to the
let's see.
cemetery.
Yeah, let me
Head off.
get that back on up, and so we can take care of this piece to get you going on the next. So you head on up. We're in. I'll put you. So you guys are up here. You crossed on over. What are you doing? We'll put you on the road there. At that point, you see the cemetery off to your left. The ruins off to your right.
Hmm.
The road that you came into town is what you're on. You see that going off further and out towards the fields. So
Now that it's brighter, can I see what it's ruins of?
it looks like an old temple.
Hmm.
Okay, interesting.
I could really that advantage that you give me.
Sure, yeah, that.
Can we do that?
Yeah, there you go.
You can attempt to do any failure you want.
Hey, I can at least I can chip in. At least you
Yeah,
did say
you can try. I'm trying to put a little tongue in cheek into some things here.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed it.
but if you want to roll a religion check or a history check, You can do that with advantage.
Nice. Well, I got a 10.
You did that with advantage?
Yep.
Wow.
I got 10 and a net 1.
Yep. Okay.
There you go.
No problem. You really, to you, Tifa, it just looks like a, a, a temple that had been either abandoned or destroyed.
Okay.
So I have a question here for you, Charles. Kind of a
Yes.
game question. My character is going to be. I have a list of questions I have for this space. Do you want me to
Okay.
roll one perception for all of them? Do you want me to roll a perception for whatever one you decide is okay, and just give me the answers to the others?
How intense are the questions? Let's go that direction.
I have about 6.
Okay. Read them off and we'll deal with them.
Okay. So first, I know that there was a number of people down this road to go to the guy who is injured and otherwise look for this person. However, does the number of people, foot traffic on this road match that number? Are there wagons that have come in or left? Essentially, this road probably should have almost no foot traffic normally, based on my character's current understanding of the town.
And that would be a given that your character would think that, yes.
Yeah. So anything weird, especially past that curve off to the left, that'd be like, oh, there is more than one cart that's gone through here, or oh, there's armored booted feet.
All right.
Anything along those lines.
All right. You'll see armored booted feet, but that's not strange to you because you know the guards came out.
So those feet don't go past that turn, for example.
But no, everything for the most part is about right here, and they came on into here to get to here. That you're noticing right. As you go on up, even though you're going up. I'm taking the assumption or the leap.
Yeah, to some extent, a little bit.
That you walked up here inspecting, but give me an investigation roll.
Okay. Ooh, I gotta make these damage. 21.
21. You will realize that there is something strange from that roll, because you remember, it clicks into your mind, you remember the carded salesman that you met outside of town on this road.
Yep.
But you don't see any cart tracks anywhere near this. Like there hasn't been a cart at all. You do see some old tracks that you would surmise would be you and your compatriots coming into town.
Okay. So the only curve, so there is a curve to the road probably to match standard cart traffic in the past, but probably not very much of one.
There hasn't,
and there isn't anything recent.
There has been nothing out here. With that roll, I'll tell you, I'll give it to you. It's too easy on that because that's a pretty good roll. You wouldn't think that there's been any cart traffic out this way for almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. So first question, I guess, was that one. Second question has to do with these ruins.
All right.
Do the and you and Tifa rolled for it a bit, but essentially I want to go in there and be like, how did this get destroyed? Was this temple the same church of the same church in the city currently?
All right.
And how long destroyed was it?
All right. Give me an investigation roll for when you go in, so we can see if you see anything that stands out to give you further clues.
Okay. 14.
14. you're really not seeing a whole lot. So as far as that, but you would what would it be that I would ask on that?
Are the walls worn away such that I wouldn't be able to see any?
They're worn, and you would surmise that they're very ancient.
Okay.
But I'm trying. There's before I lose my mind here, and when I say that, I mean
Memory, but yes.
yeah. Okay, you're tracking with me on what I was going. Give me. Damn, what would that really? That's not
Straight intelligence, religion,
no. I was
insight.
religion, but use your wisdom modifier.
Oh, why? Thank you.
That's about the best I could do for that.
That would make sense. I'll take it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I understand.
26.
Okay, you'll notice from that it doesn't have the same ruins that the temple in town had. The ruins are really hard to pick out because there's damage to some of them and such, but it would definitely lead you to believe that it is not of the same sect.
Okay. All right. Because it makes sense for my character to do this at a location like this, I'm also using the detect magic in the space. And actually, I'm going to pause there because I'm ritually casting detect magic, which
Okay.
is
Yeah,
going to take a bit, and then
10
I move
minutes.
around. So
Yeah.
other people take over the things I'm going to ask, so I don't have to ask them.
But let's jump to Mickey because I haven't heard much
yeah.
from him.
Well, he's surprised that we've taken a deviation from the original course. He's been watching them just start look around the ruins, and he's like, well, I guess we're doing this now. So he looks around. I think the main thing at this point, because they're just ruins, right? Like at this point, does it look like there's anything specific that shows how? Like if it was just abandoned or was it like destroyed?
Give me I'll let you choose either investigation or perception.
Ooh, I think I actually have investigation, so I'll try that.
I got survival.
Well, you're out of here on this. This is Mickey's.
That's true. But no, perception is going to be better.
Whichever one that you want as far as that. So
I got 10.
all right, you can't make out whether or not it was destroyed on purpose or if it was just forces of nature from being left unkept and such over such a long period of time. You do Ava and Mickey, since you guys are there. Tifa, you're not over there if I remember correctly.
I think Tifa rolled a check on it, so presumably
Okay.
she is
All right.
over there.
All right. So
Yeah, she got a 10. I mean,
all right, you'll get the same information with a 10. You're not going to get a lot. You'll get a sense of immense age because of the wear that you'll see on the rock, and you'll see moss and lichen growing on the ruin fragments that are there that you're looking at.
Do we know where the location of the body was found from last night?
Oh yeah, you would have no problem. You will know that it was In fact, let me find a, so I don't have to keep going on back. We'll give it the question mark. Yes, the question mark. The
Mhm.
body was found right there at the question mark. Is where you guys found it. So whatever you guys are doing, if you're still at the temple, there's the unless there's a new piece of information that you want to try to figure out at the temple or not, then
Oh, I guess I would try one more thing.
okay, go ahead.
Because first I wanted to see like if this thing was like because I'm already like trying to like think of pieces and puzzles, and I'm like, okay, I can't tell if this thing was just abandoned or destroyed, but was it recently used? Like, can I tell if there was any recent like besides us, if there was any recent people like coming in here or not?
Give me a perception check.
Good. Because like right now I'm going back to my bounty hunting skills,
Yep.
and it's still a 10.
All right. It looks like the grass that is in here and the moss is all been pretty well trampled down, so it's extremely hard to tell if anybody other than yourselves from last night and right now have been in here prior and when.
I don't spot anything. So I guess no one was dragged in here or like hiding in here, at least from what I can tell.
Well, if it isn't obvious, then that means that nobody's obviously coming in here. If somebody was coming here every day for the last year, then it would have been obvious. And so somebody's being sneaky about it or otherwise.
Well, right now we only assume that the bird only ate it, but we don't know if the body was there before or after. That was still a question in my notes, so I'm looking to just see if there was anywhere a person could have hid right after dumping the body, so that way they weren't spotted. Well, we went to investigate the body, giving them ample time to get away.
Hmm.
Give
If you
me.
remember,
All right,
so
go
yeah,
ahead.
all my
Go ahead.
character will say is, if you remember, I think you and that other person were kind of east. Actually, she wouldn't have known that. She says, if you remember, the people spread out. I kind of went off towards the body, but we weren't. None of us were exactly sure where it was. So if somebody had left the body and left as soon as they noticed us coming, they probably could not have gone anywhere except a certain direction of north or possibly northwest.
Oh no, I'm not saying that they left like right away. I'm saying that that in order to save face, they probably would have dropped the body first, knowing that it would attract the bird, and the bird would attract other attention.
So you're saying a person would go to the south side of town because of the distraction?
It would be the best way to get away.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be. It's just that everybody would stay in the town, so it seems like it'd be easy for them to travel around the town without issue, assuming they weren't scared of the bird as well.
I'm going off of my suspicion, so just like I was making one last check.
Okay.
No, yeah. I'm actually seeing if there's something magical about this space. I'll know in a moment once I finish this ritual.
All right, I rolled a 19, by the way. I don't know. I thought I was supposed to roll something.
No, I was going to have you, but your RP between you and Ava worked out the answers, I think, to that you're needed, unless you're looking for something a little bit more intense. And right now you guys are talking over here
Yeah, like what's
about over here.
yeah, because right now he's just going off his old urban bounty hunting
Yep.
expertise. So
I mean, it's not a bad plan if you feel confident you can control a giant vulture.
well,
And this is and for Mickey, this is actually the first time you hear someone say what they think the bird is
oh,
or type
was
of
a-
bird, because
true.
it was a vulture.
Yeah, didn't I? Oh, no, I told Tifa. Yeah, we were down at the south, kind of near the southeast gate. We were at the south walls when I noticed it wasn't the sound. There was a shape or something that was coming close, and so uh, I produced light on an object and like threw it. It was one of my darts. I was gonna go grab that, but whatever. And uh, and it wasn't quite close enough for me to get a good look, but it was big, and it looked like the size of a horse, and it looked like some sort of large bird. The two things that were weird about it, though, is that I feel like I called it a vulture because it didn't have a lot of feathers on its head, but it could have been some other reason. Um, and it looked like it was sick or something.
That's fair.
Well, and that would be fine, you know. There are giant animals that sometimes show up and cause problems, but obviously doesn't explain missing blood. And
Well,
if I understand vultures correctly, it's pretty hard for them to get sick from anything. So that's a little concerning to me.
well, the way I see it then is that if it is a vulture, my mom used to call them death birds because they used to only, come around whenever something was already dead.
Well, yeah, and that doesn't, yeah, like if it was a giant vulture, that doesn't explain its habits, that doesn't explain the missing blood. All I know is that there was a creature that came from the southeast.
If you,
Wait,
I'm
they came from
assuming,
where?
I'm assuming that Tifa is there with you. So if you three want to give me nature checks as far as what you might know about vultures.
Sure, yes, I'm fine with that. How about a 7? I think
Okay.
vultures are immune to all poison and
Yeah.
disease.
They're also an omen, apparently. I rolled an 8.
Okay. Tifa, where are you at? You're muted.
David's muted. I think he dozed off.
Did he doze off? Oh, that's a shame.
So,
But I was trying to give.
so yeah, if you can hear us and you didn't do that, then unmute yourself. But
yes,
for now,
David.
we can assume that Tifa is taking a break.
Tifa is just thinking real hard on things and tracking along
Sure.
with you since she's been, there.
Doing that. Yep.
Yeah. We'll take that assumption. No, the piece I wanted to try to give you on vultures, you wouldn't realize with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we should probably head over to where the body was found and see if we can find anything else now that it's bright.
Now, what direction are you going over to where the body was found?
Well, I just went up the road.
Yeah, you went up. We'll say you
But
went
yeah.
that way, and you found what you found there. And
But last night I came up from the cemetery myself.
yep.
So I think going up the direction of the cemetery give us more information. But I just realized my character has yet to finish casting detect magic, so imminently
You go.
distractible.
We'll say that that's the 10 minutes is all done from the
Okay.
conversation, the whole 9 yards. The ritual's done, and no magic is detected.
Okay. So I'll keep it up as long as it lasts, and then head
Yep.
off in the direction I just mentioned, along with Mickey and others.
Okay. Now, guide me on which way.
Follow the road to 7.
Okay, I'm all right. Right there, you're going into the cemetery. Then
Yep. And honestly, I would go further west. This is what my character would do. So tell me if Mickey would do something different. Maybe we should spread out. Actually, it's not a bad idea. But my character would go a little further west,
all right. So
deeper into it, and then head north once I think I've matched up where the body would have been in that direction. If that makes sense.
So you're going kind of in this way over to about to here and then up.
Yep.
Okay. Mickey, what do you?
Well, at this point, like since I haven't been able to find anything in those ruins, I'm not seeing the importance of staying in it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back out towards the road because that's where I remember getting dropped off.
Yep.
Before finding the body.
So you're.
And I would.
So you left here. You're going out like up to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there I'm gonna start walking north until I see if I recognize anything that looks like where the body was at. I'd be slow about it.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Oh, cool. I got 16.
You will notice over here that there's a whole bunch of grass that's all knocked down over here, and you could easily assume at that point that that's where everybody found the body.
Okay. So yeah, that's how I'll get to it.
All right. So you're going up this way and over here, and you'll notice between this point and the road, the only crushed grass, pushed down grass, is what you're doing right at the moment. And Ava, with you coming on in and up this way, give me a perception check.
13.
All right. What you notice is it looks like the grass has been moved oddly, and that's about all you'll get with that 13. Is that it's not? There's just something about it that's not setting really right, but you can't put your finger on it.
Because of that, I think my character would actually pause to check the grave we just dug.
Okay, and that would be, let's put a stamp over onto that.
A little bit to the east.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Right over. They did that right up here. Is the grave of the where the fresh grave, the body is. You'll see the over here. You'll see the dirt that's mound. You know, like when you dig a fresh grave, the dirt that's mound up over it.
Gonna be hard to hide that. So is that grass around it oddly displaced? Is it just flattened all around it?
It's flattened all around it from the work of the Brotherhood, the the guards that dug the grave and such, and yourselves standing there watching the ritual.
Right. seeing Mickey kind of head towards the space, I'm gonna try going straight towards him and see how far off the weird grass that I saw earlier, or the weird depressions I saw earlier, are from where that group must have gone to get to the grave. Effectively, I'm following the path made by the people last night and seeing if that's out of place because of that.
You would you would realize no, it's not, because the way that they came to the grave was this way. Where you saw it was up over here. So there's a sizable, I'm not going to say tremendous size, but there's a sizable, we'll say 15-foot variance between both situations.
Okay, I'll meet Mickey.
Okay. You and Mickey are up over here where the body was. There's flattened grass there. Go to it, fellas. Come on, Sherlock and Watson.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So you're Sherlock, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll be Sherlock.
You're like, yeah, I'll take that. So yeah.
So like at this point, I'm just like following my own trail back to where the body's at.
Okay. Yeah.
And I guess I take a stop when I feel like, because like I only walked up to where the body was near, but
Yeah.
I never touched it or anything like that. So
Okay.
once I reach the end of the footing that I caused, I kind of like kind of with the prestidigitation I have, I kind of just make a big circle. Like it would have had to been here.
Right. Yeah. Where everybody else was surrounded.
Yeah.
So I'll say to him, I'll explain to Mickey what I know. I say, okay, here's the deal. There's some weird grass that was going up, depressions that were coming up here. It wasn't the group that came to bury the body. And there's a chance that it might continue north. I guess so. I'll look over there. Does it look like the depression of the grass continues straight north?
Are you talking about up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that it looks like a single set of footprints coming up this way.
Ooh, I will roll a survival check to see if I can tell which direction they were going.
Okay, go ahead.
20.
They were headed towards the graveyard. Kinda in the direction of up about here.
Can I tell if they're booted?
Uh,
Metal boot?
no, they're not booted. Yeah, I'll give that to you.
I'll point that out to Mickey. And say, halfling, hobbit, animal.
You think it's something small that came through here?
Well, no boot.
Give me
So,
give me an intelligence check or a wisdom check. Either would work.
All right. 9.
Oh man, you would.
What will happen is we'll get to the end of this adventure. We'll
Damn.
know all the things to get to where we need to go, but we won't know anything about what we just dealt with.
Yeah.
Like,
you would,
we've defeated the monster. What was the monster called? What was it doing?
you would say
Why was it doing?
you would say it's not a boot, but it looks like a soft peasant shoe, marked possibly. I guess that's the best way I could do that one.
Okay. Okay.
This one of the wait. Who was here with us yesterday? Was it just the people from
Guards,
the?
priests, ourselves, and none of them would have come from the north.
And and you had the guards, but those are all in hard boot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are all armor.
So it would have been a priest who came from the north for some reason.
And the priest, you would know, have a different. They wear a hardened
Oh,
sandal.
oh, even clearer. So there was definitely somebody who came from the north who was heading down south to the cemetery, likely the guy who died, and who knows how far they got. So we need to follow where this person went in the hopes to figure out what happened to them.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I start going the way they were going.
Which the way they were headed.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to where you got that strange look right up about there, and it stops. It looks like they kind of were headed to up in that direction into the cemetery. But stops right where the bouncing ball is.
Yep. Has it been do I cast detect magic again, or is it still going?
It's still going.
Okay.
And you will have a medium aura of magic around this area.
I will take a few steps away from the area to see if it's just the consecrated ground, or if it's.
Which way?
We'll say southeast.
South. All right, south, and then east. How far east?
East, never the other way. Right.
Oh, east. Yeah.
Yeah.
How far east?
Just 35 feet away from where I was standing.
35. It's still, it'll put you over by the grave itself, and you know that was consecrated. You would lose the magical sense, like the consecrated, and you'll know that it's consecrated ground out about here where this area here is showing, like the start of the cemetery, as the mound of earth around here is.
Yeah, I made that assumption.
It's not a huge mound, but
my character would have made that assumption, but I wanted to make sure that whatever I was sensing was not the consecration. So when I return back to Mickey, I say, this is weird.
Yeah.
There's something magical here.
Well, and the magic is the consecrated grounds.
Oh, the magic in that location.
This whole cemetery, it gives that.
Right. So when I move away from the
let's
source
see
of
here. Let me draw.
No. So I understand where the consecration is. What I'm wondering is whether what I detected at that location was the consecrated ground or not. And so when I move away, do I get the same sense?
This whole, if you walked around this whole area here.
Sure.
All this inside here gives you that magical sense, that blue line. Where the body was outside,
just outside of it. Yeah. Okay. So that what I sensed in that space was not magical beyond the consecration of the space.
Yeah, that's what you'd be able to make the assumption and a feeling on.
Right.
Tifa, what are you doing? You guys are over at the cemetery.
All right.
You've looked at around the body there, and the grass was all knocked on down. Ava's been walking around as she chanted, doing her thing. She's checking the cemetery for whatever magics or evils or
Okay.
whatever you would perceive a cleric doing. And Mickey, what were you doing?
Well, at this point, she did point out the shoes, right? Like the shoe prints.
The change, the difference in the shoes, yes, prints in the grass.
Okay. So at that point, I would have looked to see where the trail goes.
And it went from where the body is up to here.
Okay.
Hmm. Does the footprints look like animal or human?
No, that looks humanoid, like a peasant soft shoe.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. All right.
So for what my character tells you guys is that someone came from the north, passed
Mhm.
by where the body died right outside the consecrated ground, went over this space in the consecrated ground that we found, and didn't go from that space anywhere except possibly back the way they came.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
what that means to me is that something happened either at this location
Mm-hmm.
or something moved the old man from within consecrated ground to out of it, either by picking them up in a very non-struggle method,
Mm.
or um, just compelled him to walk back the way he came. I guess that's a good question, though.
Mm.
The spread of the grass looked odd to me at first. Was it odd because there was only one person, or is it odd because it looked like there was struggling as this person was being pulled back?
Give me an investigation check with advantage, because you got enough people there helping you that you found enough data.
All right. Yep. 19.
And you would think that there's a strong hint that there could have been a type of struggle for a short bit.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll say that too. No, never mind. It does look like there was a struggle to drag this person out of the consecrated ground.
You could almost say that almost looks like the heel marks of a soft shoe dragged for a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking probably about 3 inches.
Oh, they were picked up. Okay. That's what my character says.
Okay.
like I keep modifying. I'm like, we don't know what this is. Actually, the answer is this. Actually, no, he was picked up.
You're doing the Columbo thing,
Exactly. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
talking
Oh,
yourself
yes.
through it.
Well, that's. Did you find anything interesting at all?
Well, I guess at this point we know that there was a struggle here. That also means that the victim was taken here.
What it means is the victim was walking into the consecrated ground, presumably for safety, and then the creature that we had saw earlier picked him up to take him out of that safety, and he was killed immediately afterward
Mm,
in a way that did not cause any blood loss, or
true.
specifically did not cause any blood stains. So that means to me that that animal is tamed, or at the very least intelligent. I'd say at the very least intelligent, or at the very least tamed.
I have a theory, but it sounds really weird. What if you said he was trying to get into consecrated ground, right?
He seemed to be walking south, yes.
What if it was a zombie?
If it was a zombie, either they would have not. And so I say this with no religion check required because my character's very smart. Uh, if it was my character would say, if it was a zombie, they either wouldn't be able to walk into the space, or they would have walked into the space and then would not have been needed to be carried out. They could have either stayed there or walked back out or whatever.
Well, what I'm saying is that, like, because you said he was walking towards
And
the
into
area, he was
success.
walking into the area, but wasn't successful.
He was successful. He walked
Oh.
into the area from north to south, got to this location inside the consecrated ground, which is still active, and was struggled for a brief moment trying to drag his feet into the ground before being carried off north back to where he was found dead.
Okay.
And if you remember what happened last night, there was a cry from like a bird cry, and then, well, I heard there was a faint voice carried on the wind, effectively, of someone crying out in pain. So that means he wasn't even dead when he was picked up. He was either picked up, killed, and then dropped, or he was picked up and then dropped and then killed.
Well, I guess that would be possible.
The important thing here, though, is that the bird creature took him out of the consecrated ground.
That does sound like a harpy.
That does sound like a harpy. What is a harpy?
Yeah, that's a harpy.
My character said.
There are many legends, many stories throughout my journeys as a hero. A harpy is a humanoid mixed with a bird.
You would, I would have to give you, Ava, the opportunity to talk about that in such a way, because you saw the silhouette fairly well, and it looked like a vulture to you.
Right. So, in my head, I think a harpy must look like a vulture and be the size of a horse. Because when you say what is slightly humanoid.
Well, the humanoid. What I'm trying to get at is, if you want to, you can take the step to say, well, I didn't see any humanoid features.
Features? Well, yeah, okay.
Since Tifa brought up that it was humanoid.
Humanoid, yeah. Okay, sure. I'll mention and I'll say they didn't look that humanoid from what I could see, but I also didn't have a great line of sight on it. So it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible, though. Horse-sized bird picks up people, presumably. Do they drink blood?
I do not know the actual. I do not know the actual creature's appetite. All I heard from stories that I was told from when I was a little girl, that a harpy is basically a humanoid mixed with bird features. They have massive talents for feet, and bird-like wings for arms, and they have like a feathery sort of a hairstyle, and they can be quite big and quite small. But I do not know what they eat. I never encountered one or seen one ever. I only heard stories and rumors about these things.
Well, it's not impossible. That sounds like it'd be dangerous, but not impossible.
Well, I did have more to the theory.
Sure.
You see, I don't know what temple that is,
Mm.
but let's say, for example, this is a zombie that ends
Mhm.
up going into holy ground.
Sure.
What if whatever patron that is has a bird as a symbol, or is like has birds as like some sort of like animal totem or whatever?
The
Mhm.
consecration was enforced, essentially.
Well, basically like as kind of like a way to keep consecrated ground, you know, sacred. What if like the bird was technically summoned, like kind of as a like a trigger?
Um,
Mm.
The only thing it doesn't
yeah,
explain is the only thing it doesn't explain though is the scream. I can't really explain that, but like
it
I
still
mean it
feels
would.
like there's actually that does answer most of those questions. There is one other thing actually about the church that I wanted to bring up. Do you remember the the story the bard told at the inn? I wasn't going to bring it up at first, um, because it didn't seem super important. Um, but the she was telling a lot of different stories, and one of them included something about the church not being useful or the church being useless or something like that. Don't trust the church. Now, obviously, that doesn't really make sense in most circumstances. It seems like the church in town is being helpful. It seems that the town lets them provide, bury people. Maybe if there's some sort of secret to the church, there could be something there. But as far as I could tell, they're doing their legitimate job. But those ruins are a church, or they were a church, and they're of a different denomination than the ones in town. I'm wondering if maybe that was the church that was being called useless in the story. Um,
So, do you think this is the original church of the people long before it was destroyed?
it was here. It was here before the town probably was built, considering how old it was, and assuming it was around at the time the town was as well. Then it makes sense that the town might have had issue with it, or the church might have had an issue with the town. I don't exactly know. It's a rumor, right? It's a story, but
Ah, I
if
know.
that
Mm.
church that's a ruin was the one that wasn't helping the town,
Mm.
that could explain why there was a story about it.
Mm. GM, mighty GM, is there?
I was gonna say mighty GM.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. What that means is that he's about to suck up to you. So
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
precursor to a brown nose.
yeah, yes, I do actually, believe it or not. I am a mighty brown nose.
Okay.
Is there a library in this town?
Is there what?
A library.
Ooh.
Not that you've come across yet.
Hmm.
Now,
out of character, we haven't explored basically any of the 4 other numbered locations.
well, let's put it this way: the main numbers that are here that I have up, you've been briefly, virtually in the church.
Yeah.
Then you went to the inn, and then
Okay.
from there you went outside the Palisades and up on the Palisades. You haven't hit any of these others per se.
And I think we can solve everything without talking with any of those. All those.
You might be able to.
What we'll do is we'll go there afterward and enjoy how nice they are.
Yeah,
If
maybe. They seem like good people.
Tifa will suggest this. I wonder if this place has an archive library. Perhaps they have records about this temple. Maybe the mayor, or maybe the
The church. You're right. Of course.
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that makes sense. Oh, especially if it's a church that would be considered, sacrilege or something. Of course, they would mention something about conquering it, right? Or like getting rid of it.
Yes. No doubt. We must speak to those who are. We must speak to those people who are in charge of this area, and see if we can ask them if we can get information about this old ruin, or some information at the library, or from the mayor, or someone who knows this area way before it was destroyed. Do you agree?
It'd
You
be,
lead the way.
it'd be in our best efforts, I think. We don't really have any other leads so far other than, giant bird.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
Out of character, you have no idea how much I'm like flailing about because I'm so excited that we're gonna go to the church and nowhere else.
let's go to the church, and
Yes.
yes, and see what these these women and men of the cloth say about this place.
All right. You guys will travel on through, and you'll notice now this time that the two guards standing by the gate don't question you or stop you.
Okay.
They
Okay.
let you. They
yeah,
let
go
you
ahead.
guys on in.
I feel
Okay.
loved and appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right.
everybody likes to fatten up the sacrificial calf.
Yeah, exactly.
But you go over to the church.
Okay.
You hear chanting going on because it's right now with all the investigation and stuff that you've been doing out there and like that. You're talking. It's about 10 o'clock. It's almost coming into. I'm not much of a Catholic, but I think that's about the time for like a Vespers.
Okay.
Morning Vespers or something like that. I'm not sure, but there's like a morning. You would assume such. I'm not saying that they're Catholic. I'm trying to give that feel that type of feel though.
Right.
Yeah. I get you. I say, we should be respectful and let them finish their chanting, and then speak to them.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah, I do the same thing I did before, which is sneak in through the door and stay at the back and wait
Right.
for them to be ready.
Give me a stealth roll with advantage because they are in.
Distracted.
They are distracted. They are intense, focused.
So I very slowly open this door and it goes. I had nine is my stealth.
And the elder doesn't stop. His
Okay.
concentration is pretty heavy, but you do notice his eyebrow on his right eye lifts up like he acknowledges that he sees you or hears you come on in.
All right.
I guess we wait for them to finish.
So you and Mickey are waiting outside or going on inside?
Then go
Well,
inside.
Yeah, at this point, like, I'm not the one making it awkward, so I'm just gonna walk in.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk in.
All right. Damn. What's a good roll? What's a good roll for that? Yeah. Let me do this right here. I'll roll a concentration check. with disadvantage. Since
It was like,
you last two aren't even trying to be quiet.
we just walk in.
Oh man!
I knew it.
All of a sudden, the elder and the brothers 12 go silent
Ah,
Oh.
and turn and look at definitely Tifa and Mickey come that came on through the door, but they do capture Ava somewhat in that kind of glare.
Yeah,
okay.
and it doesn't matter because my immediate solution to this problem is to hide my face and go behind the closest structure, regardless if they include me or not.
All right, give me a stealth behind Mickey.
Okay.
He's the closest structure for you, Ava.
Okay.
I am
So-
technically a 7-foot pillar entering the room. So
Yeah.
So if I will step forward, type thing, being as protective as she possibly can for her friends, type thing. And once they have stopped chanting, she'll walk forward towards the old man, or the person who's in charge of the ceremonies here.
I roll initiative to grab you by the scruff of your neck and drag you back to the back of the room.
The elder is starting to suck in a big, mighty gasp of air. Tifa, Ava, Mickey, you all notice that. I mean, it's just like when you were, we'll say, 5 to 10 years old, and Dad was starting to get a little aggravated and was going to bellow.
Hmm.
How he brings in that extra air to get the extra volume.
Yeah.
You guys would recognize all that and
Okay.
as there. And yeah, go ahead. We will roll initiative for
Sure.
Ava and and Tifa just for this and this see
Sure.
who gets what first.
Okay, fair enough.
Since Mickey's just standing there, he's
I'm
slammed the doors
also,
open.
yeah. I'm actually gonna roll with disadvantage because I definitely had my face covered.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, and I just entered the room. I had no idea there's something bigger that's gonna happen right
It's gonna
now.
happen right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I still got a 13 with my lower of the two rolls. So
Okay. 13 and a 10.
Mhm.
Okay. You feel Tifa, you feel a hand on your shoulder.
I like
I'm not really trying to harm you, but more or less trying to gain your attention.
Okay.
yeah.
So as she feels the hand on her shoulder, she turns her face, stops. She stops and she says, "Oh, what is it, Ava? You wish to have you got my attention."
Yeah, say, wait, no.
And
wait,
about that time, the elder bellows out, and I'm not going to scream into the mic.
Please don't.
I'm going to back off here from the mic because I gotta a little bit get that theatrics in. Hopefully, I don't do a bad over.
We'll see.
But he'll say, "What sacrilege causes this to come in and disrupt our prayers to the goddess?" Hopefully that wasn't too loud, was it?
That was good.
No, that's fine.
Good.
That's fine. It was
Well, I had to back off probably about 3 feet from the mic.
You're good.
I have a habit where I overdrive the mic at times.
She sort of puts up her hand, and says, "May I speak, Elder?"
On what and he's starting to calm down a little bit. But you can definitely get he is upset.
Better be a good
And
reason.
and the 12 brothers that are turned of the sect that are turned and looking at you all have this narrow slanted glaze like you guys ever watch Fred Sanford and Son?
Yeah.
The type of glaze that his sister-in-law used to give him that came in and called him a heathen all the time.
Oh, okay.
So I sort of say, I'm not going to shout. I'm going to sort of come forward so
Oh,
he can.
please shout.
No,
Please don't.
no. She walks forward. Like
Yeah.
so that he can show that they're in talking range, and she'll say, "One, I do not know. Is he an elder, your father, or is he what do I call him, like an elder or something?"
He's referred to as the elder.
Yeah. So she'll say, "Great elder, I do not know if you heard the news. There was a incident of most foul last night."
And he would say, and at that time he'd jump in and say, "Have you lost your mind, lady? Do you not remember us out there with the poor soul that we prayed over and buried, and that we're praying for blessings upon his soul in his journey that you all of you just interrupted?"
Ah.
To be
One.
fair, the door was just open.
To be fair, that is. But also, the reason why we have come on this, we have come to ask some questions, if we may.
He will put up both his hands about shoulder level, palms out on the side, almost looking like a scale.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to look, and I mean, if his eyes could shoot fireballs, that's what he's doing at you, Tifa.
Okay.
Now we know he is not a sorcerer with subtle spell.
and and he is he's rocking back and forth, and what he's saying with one hand as he rocks: a man's soul, a question, a man's soul, a question. What is more important? And he's trying to give you that guilt trip that no matter what, in his perception, no matter what the question is, it doesn't seem as dire as ensuring this man's soul has a good journey to the afterlife.
She says, "If you like, I can come back later."
My character at this point escapes. I run away.
All right, no problem.
I say, I'm very sorry, I'm sorry. And I leave out of the room.
And the elder will be doing that and going back and forth, and he'll say, later, much later, as he's bouncing back and forth with the scale view.
Yeah.
Indignation in his tone.
All right. She leaves, I'm guessing, and like puts like a gold coin in the charity box.
All right.
Sorry. Kind of scratches his head, kind of motion, and then turns around and walks away.
And I'm going to take a little bit of DM agency over your character there, Mickey. On your shield, the expression is like a big oval mouth saying, "Oh, wow."
And it's actually pretty funny because he wears it on his back unless he's battling,
Yeah.
So like he says that, and when he turns around to go away, that's when you actually see the face. So
Yeah.
The entire time he's just blank, and it's like, does he have emotion? Oh yeah, no, he didn't.
I guess then we'll wait outside until they stop chanting then.
And you hear nothing. I mean, dead silence
Okay.
at this point.
All right.
You how long are you gonna wait outside that?
Give it a good solid hour.
Okay, let me double check something here before I put myself in harm's way. As far as that, see how long it takes for that spell to take effect and last, and if there's a saving throw. Okay, I got the feel.
I mean, a
For it.
good solid hour should be enough time for him to do the spell that he needs to do.
In this waiting around, what are all of you waiting there?
Not immediately outside the building. No, I'm pretty
No.
sure. I'm pretty sure my character has taken up a hiding place in case they leave the building, so they don't notice me there. So I can see the building. I can see the front of the building. Make sure.
How far away from the building are you going to be?
So I'm guessing that I'm just going to be on the other side of this building, immediately next to 6 to the left of it.
Okay, right over here. Is
But
this what
using
you're
it as
talking?
cover. Using it as cover. So on the other side, basically.
Oh, over roadside here.
Yeah, maybe a little further east, using the corner.
Okay. I follow my friend.
All right, so you would well
Like
actually
there,
to
yeah.
be able to see there, you'd have to be
Yeah, I'm using the corner on that.
kind of on that
Yeah.
corner there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and Mickey,
uh,
let me do this just so I don't forget.
I follow my friend, type thing. So I follow Adria.
Since he's we'll do this is kind of where Ava will be.
I follow her as well. Can I follow her?
You, yeah, you can. You haven't been struck dead yet.
Okay. Cool.
As far as that, so, but you're not trying to hide, are you?
I got nothing to hide from.
Okay, so you're not. So you're just kind of, we'll say, kind of give you a overlap there, but a little bit further out that you're waiting in the grass or whatnot, practicing your kata or or one thing or another. Mickey, what are you
Yes.
doing?
Sitting on the sitting on the ground, meditating or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mickey.
At this point, like he would like. He was like, "Well, I guess we're just waiting here, aren't we?" I guess I'll know when they're ready, and I kind of just lean against the wall on the other building.
I'm here. Let me
Yeah,
get the
yeah,
bouncing ball.
I see it. I see
Okay,
it.
right over on this wall here. Whereabouts?
I'm just gonna lean on it, and then basically I'm gonna stay in that position.
Okay.
So like if someone passes
here.
by, they'd probably assume I'm just ornament.
Let's see here. Mech Tech. What's a good color to put Mech Tech? We'll go with this, and we'll say, "Come on now, give me something." Yeah, right about there. All right, there we go. We got you guys positioned,
All right.
and You don't hear nothing at all coming in that direction.
Okay.
Hour passes on by.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No bolts of lightning if you're thinking that you're going to be struck.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm looking real carefully for him, but no. Good to know.
As far as that, the hours pass. So what are you guys doing?
All right, I'll go back towards the church.
Wait. Okay. So, new rule with churches. I'll talk, and you guys stay outside.
I cannot leave you. You need my protection.
Can you? I say. I definitely want your protection, but I'm concerned that you might put me in more danger if you do that. Continue to do that.
Okay, but just between us, I'm pretty sure we could take on the dozen or so old people that are singing in there. So like, I wouldn't really be worried.
I am not worried about that. I just, she's a good friend, and I don't want anything bad happen to my friend. I'll feel guilty if anything nasty happens to her without me being there.
That's fair. That's nice. I agree.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. So
yes.
how do I...
And if anything does happen to her, I'll feel really bad about it, and no doubt her God will come and strike me down because I didn't do a good job of protecting her.
I gotta just do that, but
Wait, is that a
sure.
thing? Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, like, gods have like a thing they could probably do, but like it'd be really, you kind of have to be really stupid to. But point is, certain people at certain churches have certain things that need to be done correctly and can't be interrupted, and I can tell that neither of you have much experiences with temples.
I spent most of my childhood in a sorcerer's tower. I kind of like don't.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I have, and so let me talk with them instead.
All right then, but if you do need us or require our aid, just yell for help, and we will come running.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we could crack the dozen eggheads in there.
Yeah. I got so many light spells. I'm sure one of them would work as a flare. Like, and that's assuming that like I even need them.
All right. Just she puts her hand on your shoulder. Just be careful in there. I will be so upset if anything did happen to you.
Oh, and if they do have a library and you're looking through books, if you find anything on like bodies possibly vanishing into oblivion and retrieving them, could you rent that out or something?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could do that. In fact, why don't you guys go see if the library or the mayor has some information?
Actually, it's not a bad idea. Huh. What do we think of that?
I just don't want to leave you by yourself.
And you can stay if you want, but maybe the mayor is a sorcerer and would like to talk with a sorcerer.
I doubt that. I really do. But I think I'm getting a different vibe here. Are you embarrassed of us?
Yes. I mean, not in general, just like specifically
What,
with churches.
where the heck is this other?
Embarrassed of us?
We do not, we didn't mean to embarrass you. I apologize for that.
I didn't do shit. It's like no, like he's not gonna take fault for nothing. All he did was walk in a door.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. My character says,
We-
I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll deal with the church stuff. You guys don't have to worry about it. You're doing great. Everything's going great. I'll deal with the church stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine, whatever. Let's
Alright.
go find a library.
Okay.
Go find the library. Well, I will.
Actually, literally, as he turns around to walk away, you do see a scowl like on the face on the shield. It's like if it could cross arms as well, it would.
Right. You cross your arms as you're walking away, and then I see the scowl.
Yeah, Tiff, you're like a little hug and like follows the mechanical device.
So I'm letting you know, GM, that I am going to wait so long to make sure that it is okay. Like, to the point where I might wait an hour to see if anybody leaves, another hour to see if anybody leaves, and then gently knock on the front door to see if anybody answers. If nobody answers the gentle knock, I wait another hour before
Okay.
trying to
Well, that's not.
stealth in, like before trying to look through the window. Like, it's a very tiny steps.
All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to find some of that paperwork there, but okay. Yeah. All right. That's what I thought. I'm good there. All right.
Suddenly, Charles realizes something important and he laughs about it. Perfect.
Yeah, I kind of do. As far as that, just not the direct. This has not gone really the direction I hoped for.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine because the understanding was this was a sandbox
Oh, yeah.
campaign from start, and I was thinking that you guys might go a certain way and not, but there's it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not
Oh, good.
terrible.
Oh, good. Oh,
type
good.
thing, as far as all that. So yeah, let me. Yeah, okay. I got to. Where is it? I want to share. I go back to sharing that. There. And I'll need to annotate or get the bouncing ball back anyways, at least work some of this. All right. You're staying there another hour. You don't see anything there going on, even with that. You don't hear a sound or nothing. Mickey and Tifa, what do you do? I know you're searching for a library, but where are you starting your search?
I
I would
guess.
have gone.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I would have gone back to the tavern to ask the bartender if they know where one's at.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would also to the tavern as well. We'll start from there.
All right. You'll go on in there and let's see here. This roll I'll do with physical dice because it's not a major. Oh, it sort of is, but it isn't. All right. There's 6 customers that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
You see the bartender, but you don't see the bard.
Mm.
You're talking right now. It's 1 hour, so that's 11 o'clock. We'll say about 11:30. when you enter the bar. So it's almost like a lunch crowd. But you hear a lot of murmuring. You can't pick out at the moment when you're coming on in what the murmuring is about. It's in uh, fairly hushed tones, and that's the scene that you're walking into. I'll jump back to Ava and see if what she's doing there.
An hour later, I
Yeah,
lightly knock. Yeah, it should be 2 hours total.
yeah,
I lightly knock on the front door.
okay. You don't hear any you don't hear any answer uh, come back from that, and it's noon there, so we'll have a half hour. So you guys down at the pub figure out what you're going to do for at least a half hour or so time framing when I get back to you. Yeah, go ahead, Ava. Sorry about that. Just trying to organize.
Yeah. I wait another 30 minutes before attempting to look through one of the windows.
All right.
So
You
they
look
get to
through,
do whatever they were thinking about.
you look through the windows, you see nothing.
It is darkness,
No,
or is it opaque? Have I found a wall?
no, it's you'll see the other walls in there. You'll see it is a Spartan type environment.
Okay, but
from the first,
the
with-
room is empty.
it definitely appears to be empty.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna go around to another window to make sure that it's empty,
okay.
just like from a different side.
Same, different shadows from the light, but coming on through from the midday sun.
Okay.
But
Well,
you
doesn't
still
look
don't
like
see
they're
them.
doing anything important, so I'm going to open the door
Okay.
quietly,
You
quickly,
hear
and
you hear the that made
Yep.
you so welcome. The quickly just makes it a little bit shorter in the
shorter.
creek.
Yep. And then I go to the back wall and wait for a moment and see
All
if
right,
anybody does anything.
you don't you don't see anything at all in as far as humans or humanoids or anything like that in that chapel room, the temple room.
Quietly, hello. I
All
will, I will,
right,
I will, I will wait another 30 minutes in
all
the
right.
main room on one of the benches if nobody responds.
Okay, you're just nobody responds. You're sitting there waiting. Now back to the merry crew
Yep.
over at the Vulgar Boar.
That's right.
What
The
are you
party's
doing?
happening.
So I approach the bartender
He's well.
and I say to him, "Hey, what happened to the lovely bard?"
He's gonna turn to you and say, "Who are you and what bard?"
Don't you remember me from yesterday?
Yesterday, I never seen you in my life.
I see.
Just pay for rooms here.
We did pay for rooms, you know.
Okay,
We paid you 2 gold and
you didn't
I-
you didn't pay me nothing.
Is it the same bartender?
It looks the same.
see. Do you remember anything at all from yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was a great day off. I had a headache like no other. We, the missus and myself, we got into our cups the night before, and not to say too much, but I'm awful proud of myself. And then he's going to take his left foot and he's going to stamp on the floor. We had the floorboards a rocking.
I see.
Uh,
Do you remember a bard at all singing a song?
No.
See.
This is awkward.
Do you know of a library
Well,
around here?
oh, what's a library?
The place with a lot of books.
A lot of books, a lot of books, a lot of books. Well, the lord of the village always seems to have some fancy words that he uses quite often. He might, I don't know. But there again, you got the elder up at the church. He has a lot of fancy words too, and every once in a while I see him with a book, so he might.
Where's his lordship right now? Do you know?
I don't keep track of the Lord. You
No,
kidding? It's not my job. He's over me. He keeps track of me.
I see. Do you know anyone
Why?
where he might be or where he lives?
Well, he lives down by the southern gate there, close to his guards and such. He has such a wonderful garden and yard. It's so grand and such. Not many of us can waste property such like that. But he, he being who he
I,
is, the Lord, he can kind of do things like that.
tell me, do you
What's your name?
know my name?
No, I don't. Never seen you before.
I see.
I'm Mickey.
And I am Tifa.
Hi, Mickey, Tifa. You're an odd one. He's looking at Mickey. Never seen the sorts of you. Are you one of those I think the wizards and such call them constructs that build them to do awful and terrible things?
Technically, I mean, I'm free to do as I want, though. I mean, my master technically died, so
And he'll say, I never heard of what happens in that situation.
well, as far as I'm aware,
Interesting.
I'm free to do what I want.
And you're a strange looking one with the clothing that you got. We could use another barmaid around here and such. If you need to make a little bit of change, you look nice enough. You might get some good tips so you can get some shoes.
Like, I want to say that the shield behind on my back is literally kind of like doing a head shake that says no. Like,
okay.
Don't do it.
You can't see him shake his head no because it's on his back.
Can I do an insight check on him?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Well,
Okay.
I actually like to think that the shield actions are actually very interact, like they're sporadic. Like I don't even control what they do.
Right. Of course.
Like literally just goes with my emotion at the moment.
What are you trying to
Insight.
discern?
To see if he is lying about the whole forget me scenario.
100% he's telling you feel he's telling you the gospel truth.
I sort of like look around.
Okay.
And like I tell Mike, we need to leave this place.
We need to what?
We need to go. Something is afoot.
You might be right. I'm glad I'm not the one that poured money into the night stage. I mean, like,
yeah.
It is. Thank you so much for your hospitality, good sir.
and your tips.
and your tips, yes, we will go to the church to speak to the elder. They might know something is going on. So yeah, let us go to the church, shall we?
And he'll
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
well, just be mindful. During certain times of the day, they get pretty occupied with their prayers and their rituals. As far as that, I'd hate I'd hate to I'd hate to interrupt them because tales around town has it that the last folks that interrupted them from one of those things ended up being turned into a rabbit and set free for the hunters.
I see. All right, we will keep that in mind.
All right.
So we're going to make our way back to the church.
Okay, you come back to the church, and as you come back to the church, you don't see Ava.
Okay. I sort of like I sort of push the door open and look around for her.
Hold on. Ava, did you shut the door behind you?
Yeah.
So the door's shut.
Okay. I try to push it open.
Okay, it opens on up. Ava, you hear the door creaking, coming open from you sitting in there. What do you do?
I turn to address one of the priests who are inevitably entering the church and then go, "What are you doing here so soon?"
We might have a problem.
Yes. We might have an unusual case going on here, Ava. Have you seen the elder?
Have you felt yourself growing bunny ears?
Yeah.
I feel for bunny ears,
You don't feel any.
and failing to feel any, I say I have not seen the elder yet. No.
Well, it seems that the people at the bar or the pub that we went to have forgotten us. They have forgotten our names. They have forgotten that we paid them gold. They have forgotten the bard.
They
Basically,
literally did. Yeah.
their memories have been wiped from them. A very powerful spell.
That seems concerning. I don't think I've prepared any spells to heal something like that, but I can see if what's wrong.
I definitely got nothing for it.
I prayed to Sayanine for guidance on these things. I'm sure I'd be able to figure something out if I went there. I'll get up and start heading over there with them.
Okay.
But before we go there, should we check to see if the elder is here? Oh,
I don't think he's going to be back for a while.
well, if it has, it might even affect the elder.
If it did, he's still not going to be back for a while.
Well, it was actually kind of funny. The bartender did tell us a little rumor that apparently the last time somebody interrupted one of these stupid little prayer things, they got turned into a bunny, and then they hunted them down.
So an interesting thing happens when you tell that story. You see when you say got turned into a bunny, Ava kind of brightens like, "Ooh, I like bunnies," and then you say get hunted down for food. She looks horrified.
I heard like once you turn into a rabbit, yet you kill any man or any creature, the only way you can be killed is by a holy grenade of Akatot.
What?
I haven't heard of that story, but I believe
Basically-
rabbits or specifically white rabbits are actually
Yeah.
sacred to Sianine. So
Yes, basically, I heard from a druid, a druid mark, a Scottish
Oh.
marshes that there is a creature, a powerful white rabbit that can kill any man or any beast, when it's killed by the holy grenades of Aquatok.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's quite a story. If I ever see a white rabbit, I'll make sure not to approach it too callously.
Yeah.
I don't write it that in my notes as a player because my character will forget that.
Yeah.
And I start following the group to the bar.
All
Yeah.
right. You guys will make it back to the bar. And you come on in. And as you come on in, the bartender says, "Did you find the elder there, Tifa? And Mickey, the construct?
No, he seems
That
to be.
thinks on his own.
He was not there. He was out, I guess.
Care for a drink? Care for some food? By this time, it's about 1 o'clock.
Sure. Yeah, we'll take a drink and some food. Nothing too hard though. I kind of look at the crowd that maybe is dispersed by now. I don't know for sure.
There's still the 6 people there. There's hush mumblings going on and about. You'll see over in the fireplace that they're roasting some fresh killed meat. It looks like it possibly could be either rabbit or possibly some real large squirrels or some cats.
I'm gonna assume it's squirrels because the other two I don't like being killed in character. Um, and I say, bartender, um, uh, my friends say that there was something wrong with your memory.
No, my memory shark. Yeah, it's pointy, pointy as a spear. He'll say, and kind of stumbling over his words there, like he's maybe been nipping this low grade ale, high grade grog.
Proof. Yeah.
Watch this, I say. Tell us, bartender, can you tell us what you did yesterday, just to remind us again?
Do we have to?
We don't like to kiss and tell, but the wife and I had a good day and kind of got into our cups, and we did make and he'll brighten up and stomp his foot. We did make the floorboard shudder.
Remember us at all from yesterday, or do you?
Never saw you yesterday, but it was nice meeting you today.
If you weren't here yesterday, then who took over for the bar?
I didn't work here yesterday.
Well, I know you didn't work here yesterday, but if you weren't working the bar, who did?
My brother.
Is it your twin brother?
They say we have some similarities. I think he's more of a wuss. He was always a mama's boy.
Ah, so you have.
It's just like, memory loss. Yes, I see.
You have a twin brother. Tell me, do you have a book? Do you records of people who attend your tavern here?
Well, I say, why would they keep
Nah,
records? They know everybody in town.
Not usually. We didn't even have you sign any kind of paper for supposedly renting rooms. You claim that you did. I didn't get no gold for it, but you said my brother did. So I'll take it up with him. But we don't usually keep written records of the people that pass through here. That's the guard's duties.
I see.
That makes sense, actually.
Wow. I must say, you do look like the spitting image of your twin brother.
You want to fight? He'll jump right straight up. He's going to surprise the heck out of you. Jump right straight up onto the bar, standing there to try to get eye to eye with you, or maybe a little above you, because he is a short little sucker. But he seems like, for as much backbone as his brother's missing, he inherited all of it.
I'm not going to fight.
He's ready to tussle.
Well, definitely.
I'm
Not
not.
definitely different from the bartender yesterday.
I must say, I'm not going to fight you. There'd be no point.
Although I think Tifa would win, and then I leave the door. I just leave the building. Just, but I think Tifa would win. And, then,
And the bartender says who? We got wagers on this.
Well,
I've escaped all ramifications from reactions.
well, she did beat up an orc single-handedly with using her bare fists.
Rumors and tales. All these drunks around here tell such things. And as he says that, he'll flip backwards and land on his feet behind the bar, just as smooth as a cat.
Oh, damn.
I give him a little round of applause, and like I actually sort of like. So you think that it is a tale? Mm. And then she pulls.
This is a tavern. This is where everybody comes to tell their tall tales.
I have proof.
Just look at him. He's awful tall. He has to have some pretty tall tales, pointing at Mickey.
Well, I would call them more long than tall.
I
mean, how many hours you got?
She pulls out from her from her neck a little trinket, and the trinket is a orc's tooth, a physical orc's tooth, and like she puts it on the table, and she will say, "See this? This is a orc's tooth."
Yeah. And he'll reach down into his hip pouch that's hanging there, and he'll bring up and he'll slam onto the bar. And this is a red dragon's fang.
Oh, tell me, how did you get such a trinket?
Trinket? This is part of my trophies. I'll tell you, if you saw my wife, you understand.
Wow, I am very impressed. You must tell me of your tale of this claw.
We will sometime. But you wanted food and drink. My job is to make money, even with this blighted and cursed town.
I see. Tell me about this blighted and cursed town. You seem to know more than your brother. I will pay. I put a silver piece on the table for the drink.
And he'll take it. He'll give you the usual ale/grog mix that the poor town has. He'll say, "We've been cursed for months. The fields are withering. The children are missing. Old folks being slaughtered left and right and coming up missing. The only thing they say is the land is corrupted. It's spitting back. They talk of crazy ancient evils. Ha! I say onto that, I think it's just child's talk."
Ancient evils?
Yeah. Tell me, bartender, you have been here for a very long time, correct?
Oh, my brother and I came here probably about 2 years ago.
Was you here when the old temple was up and about? We found.
What old temple? You talk about that pile of rocks out in the north of town?
Yes, I was wondering if you knew about that.
Yeah, I know about that pile of rocks. It's been sitting there ever since I've been here.
Oh. Do you know much about it?
Yeah, it's an eyesore. It diverts traffic from getting to me quickly so I can make more money.
I see. Should just drink the ale very, very slowly, but take tiny, tiny sips.
All right, we'll hold Tifa there. What's Mickey doing during this?
Mickey is astonished because like it looked like there would be a fight for a second, and then there wasn't a fight, and now I'm like waiting to hear him give me information that I can use, and then like I'm just like, ugh, like. Okay, this is not going where I needed to go. But I can't even eat or drink anything here. So I just kind of.
He did tell you that the mayor was a learned man. If you found him,
Oh, that is a good point.
But that I character, of course.
Yeah.
Also told you about the elder.
Yeah, but he's.
He doesn't know the situation that's between you and him.
I mean, besides the bunny thing, I didn't really tell you much about it.
That he carries a book.
He does carry a book.
And thought that he possibly could have more books, that he's a learned man, that he uses fancy words. So
that's true.
Gave you a couple options. Is the GM here telling you that? So
we could go and find the Lord, but the problem is that he probably doesn't know where the Lord lives.
At this point, kind of like, I know where the Lord lives. Well, he gave me a good idea. He lives like in the south end.
Yes, we can go there and see if the Lord would meet and talk with us.
That's true. Maybe give us any information that anything else that these people haven't already told us.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, good bartender, for the drink.
Right. We'll hold you guys there because we're coming up towards cleanup time here.
Okay.
Ava
has mysteriously vanished. No, Ava went back to the church.
Okay.
It was like, so things are normal. All right, so I'm gonna wait for the elder where I said I was gonna do that.
All right. As you're waiting there, you'll hear some grinding of stones. Up towards the center of the room that's in front of the dais.
I decide that letting them know I was here is better than pretending I wasn't.
All right. And we'll hold everything right there till next session. I mean, unless there's something
you can finish up with whatever.
Well, no, I'm gonna for them going to find the Lord is a good segue. You with the grinding of the stones and possibly meeting the rest of the Brotherhood or something.
Right.
Good point. Good points to stop on to give you guys food for thought and fodder. And because it is, I'm looking at the clock and it's pushing close to where I like to try to get it stopped for.
Okay.
Yeah,
for days.
Just out of curiosity,
go ahead.
Does Tifa and Mickey get to the mayor's house? Like, do they find it down there with the
Not-
numbered buildings?
Not yet. They're on their way
Okay.
down.
Okay. Sounds good.
As far as that, they left the vulgar boar and headed south. So
Gonna get assassinated on the way there.
they'll be somewheres around here. We'll say you're up here and having that and such. So we'll go.
And for clarification, in case this comes up for the next session, I am sitting on one of the pews
Yep.
near the middle of the between them to the doors, basically. So I'm in the back. I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Who knows? You might see the deadly white rabbit come out from the piers.
Exactly.
Harvey.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then do critical damage to you and killing you in one shot.
I go, ooh, a rabbit, and go over to the rabbit.
But
Anyway, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. You found out tidbits of information. Didn't go exactly in the direction I did, but you each get one XP,
Nice.
and you'll get yourself a inspiration.
Nice.
As far as that, it wasn't really that deadly of a session, but it was a fun RP trying to get clues set for choices for your team to act on.
So now I've got 3. Does that mean I level up now, doesn't it? Or
Yeah.
cool.
That's what I understand.
That is the way our XP system in the UAG does work.
Cool.
I was looking for that document you sent. I thought I
Which document?
about that I can answer questions about how the session went.
All right. I think I put that the after
You put it
actions
in the
in
Facebook
the
thing.
I think I put it in the Motley Crew chat messenger also, but if needed I can
I'm sure I can find it again. I just thought I
can send
downloaded
it.
it somewhere. And I've seen it. So,
as far as that. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you guys would like to do or say before I stop it? The
No.
recording, anyways.
Actually, I did just think of something.
Okay,
And
cool.
I think it would make sense on our way there. He kind of just turns to Tifa on the way, and he's like, if this turns out to not lead anywhere, with this Lord guy, we should probably check out what's going on the southeast exit.
Very well.
Because, there's something like that I just thought about.
There is one favor I like to ask from you, though.
Yeah.
He passes you 2 coconuts, hollow coconuts. I want you to clap these together as we walk to the.
Where'd you get the coconuts?
You never know. He just had it secretly in his bag. He bought it. Starting equipment. I don't know.
No. I just wanted to do that for the kicks and giggles now. Nah, let's just, very well then. Let's go. Yeah, that's fine. That's
Why
fine.
does everybody want to pick on Mickey?
Because Mickey's a dope.
No, his character to pick on.
Nah, I'm not gonna pick on him. I'll say very well. We will definitely check that out. Let's go to the mayor and see how things are.
Yeah, last session we had someone that was trying to get him to fall on his face and fly.
Yeah.
This session we got someone trying to give him something to clap going down the road in the middle of the day, basically.
So what I'm hearing is that we've all agreed that Mickey is going to be the butt of our jokes. He's a straight man, right?
It's starting to look that.
We all agree. Yes, that's what it's going. Okay.
He's naive enough to fall for it.
Oh man!
No.
All right, now back to Was there something else, Mickey, that you?
Oh, but I was saying the reason why is because I just thought of something, and it was something that one of y'all said back there. Because earlier, that guy's mom went missing, and the last thing he said is that she took the southeast exit.
Took the southeast exit and often picked stuff in the forested hills to the southeast.
Yeah.
He also
But
mentioned.
also,
Yeah, go ahead.
also another thing that was mentioned is that I asked you all where the bird came from.
Southeast exit. Yes, correct.
Mhm.
Right there.
I have another theory.
Love it.
Love it. Go ahead.
What if, because the thing is, there wasn't a big trail to follow with the
Yeah,
with
it's
the
a
guy
bird.
that.
Or
There
that
wasn't
guy.
a big,
Yeah.
what if the bird dropped it off?
Wouldn't explain why he walked over there. Although it might. So it depends what you mean by dropped off. Because he could have walked over there. The bird could have picked him up, and then like 3 hours ago, right? And then from the time he died, did something with him, and then came back.
Yeah.
So yes, the bird could have dropped him off
I'm loving my bird.
any number of times. But the important thing is that he was walking to the consecrated area. He got picked up, and then we don't know what happened. And then he showed up dead outside the consecrated area.
So all I'm saying is that at this point, like if we don't get anything off of this Lord, we should at least look in that direction.
So
Mhm.
my GM senses are tingling. Charles thought we would go through the southeast exit first thing this session.
Not first thing, but earlier
Yes.
after inspecting the body site.
Yeah, because we had a lot of information that the southeast exit would be the way to go.
But there's other things that you just created.
And
Yeah.
other things that we learned. Now we know that he has a twin brother who is the confidant of the two.
Yep.
And apparently the dragon's bang. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's an epic hero. Here's the thing. When you go into a tavern, the barkeep is always 1 level or 10 levels higher than the players are. So that as soon as the players are trying to mess with things too much, the bartender shows up and beats the snout out of them. That's how it works. You go to the Yawning Portal, he's a 20th level fighter. You go to this area, he's a dragon slaying martial art.
Yep.
If it's an old man, definitely a powerful wizard. The most powerful wizard.
Yep.
All right.
But anyway,
All right. I'm going to stop the recording here.
seems good.